the first step is to unplug every single cable from your computer, most importantly the power cable that goes to the wall, and put it in the off position. I would recommend letting it sit for 24 hours, let the capacitors drain, but you don't have to do that. Just do it at your own risk, obviously. Now I would also recommend taking all the cables out, unplugging them from the motherboard and such. This way you don't damage any of the connections, but just as long as you're careful and make sure those connections aren't too taut, it should be fine. Alright, so I had to unplug the motherboard actually because it was putting too much strain. I wasn't able to take it out, and I had to take out a sticker for RAM as well. So next, flip it over and we'll take a look. This is the Antec fan that originally came with the power supply. As you can see, I had to cut off the wires because they're directly soldered onto the motherboard. There's no port there, so you can't switch out the fan. So what I ended up doing is taking the Cooler Master fan from the Hyper 212 EVO and letting the cable just run outside, and I'll plug that into the CPU optional port on the motherboard, and I'll explain why I did that later. But that was having a bit of coil whine, so I'm replacing that with a Corsair fan. This should be good enough, as obviously all of these fans are getting quieter than the Antec fan. That thing was like loud. Don't even know, it was crazy loud. So first, just unscrew everything, unscrew the case, the power supply screws. This way you can take the case off and just have the fan where the fan's mounted. So once you get that off, just go ahead and flip it over. Alright, so now that you have it, you can go ahead and take out the fan from the case. Obviously, you need to check the airflow. Mine is set to have air being blown into the case, but everyone's could be different. As you can see there, mine's blowing into the case, but everyone's could be different and safer to check with yours. So line up the airflow on the fan, the new fan that you're putting in. Go ahead and screw it back in. Just one more time, make sure you know about the airflow. As you see right there, the airflow is the same. So, you can see there's a little notch in the top left corner. I'm going to go ahead and line the wire up with that notch. This way, there's less strain on the wire. The wires are being pressed together between the two metal pieces. We don't want that because we don't want a connection to be lost and the fan to shut off, and then the power supply to be ruined, and then the power supply ruins the rest of the components. So, just when you screw it in lightly. Don't put full force on it. This way, the wire is lax enough. Now, go ahead and put it back in. This is just doing everything in reverse. Now when you do this, make sure you screw it in lightly again. We just want everything to be held together rather than everything to be as tight as possible. So just go for held together. We don't want to put unnecessary strain on that wire because that could lead to a whole mess of trouble. Now when you're done with that, go ahead and route the cable for the fan up to the CPU optional port, and we're doing this because the average case temperature is less than that of the power supply unit. So since the CPU is higher, we want to just connect it to the higher one just to make sure the power supply is getting sufficient cooling. Now we're going to go ahead and put the RAM stick back in and the motherboard connection back in, but once you're done with all that, you finish the job.